Steph and myself, you can do that.
Okay, let's go.
It's just a...
Do you want to race? Well, not really.
Is Hummel, if Hummel was being serious, that would be...
Hummel, if you're being serious, man, no.
I mean, you were the replacement for him.
Yeah. So, hello ladies and gentlemen, at Spyrothon, I'm Yeswally1, and with me is Yeswally1
Hello.
So we're going to be doing, well, I'm going to be doing ETD Hundo at Spyrothon. So, we're kind of the replacements. Hummer was meant to do it, but he didn't end up doing it because of some weird thing that happened. We don't really know. So the problem was, I kind of stepped in very late on, so I didn't really have much time to learn the route and practice it, so you'll probably see a lot of mistakes. As you'll see, the first thing that we do in the run is we skip into Ripto's first fight. The overall goal of this category is to finish the game with 100% and with Ripto's second fight over. The reason why we do Ripto 1 early is because we get the Sparks Finder ability, which will come in very handy in case I happen to forget a few gems.
It is like a 2-minute detour, so,
yeah.
You know, just the length of like an any percent run. But it is quite useful, especially if you don't really know where all the gems are in the game, like most of the people who have tried to run the game. Since nobody really bothers to actually learn it.
Yeah, this was never really a game that people full-on grinded. Kate kinda done this semi-seriously and got a decent time on emulator, but
Kate and Hummel both did.
Yeah, Kate and Hummel were the
Don't leave
people
Hummel
who,
out.
yeah, Kate and Hummel were the ones who put a little bit of optimization into this game. So as you see, I just got the first Dragonfly, which is Toons. Overall, he's the easiest Dragonfly in the game, and probably the one that you'll firstly get in casual play. So a brief note that ETD Hundo isn't my main ETD category. You'll see me later on in the marathon be doing another category in ETD called any percent no major skips, which will probably have better like movement in levels and also have a lot less worries about missing gems.
So as you could see well, this is just more of casual information than anything, but as you could see, the bubble breath is what you generally use to end up capturing the fireflies in this game. Now, one thing to know about the bubble breath is that it's incredibly finicky, and the hitbox for it is really stupid.
Brief
A lot of
note.
times you can aim for a firefly directly at it and miss it for no reason.
So a brief note about my disc. It seems to have trouble loading in dialogue quite a lot in the late game. It doesn't really happen too often early game, but it is just ridiculously often in later levels like Thieves' Den and Honey Marsh. So this is the first level, which is called Dragonfly Dojo. It's not really too difficult of a level. It has easy challenges, but it does have one very annoying dragonfly, which I will probably get through to when I get to him. So the main movement is just charging around. As you may hear, every time I bonk, Spyro let out a youch. Yeah, I'll burn a new disc.
You may also hear that noise at some other random intervals if I get an email.
Oh yes.
Yeah. Do you do any buffer clips in Mondo?
I do a few buffer clips. There's one in Crop Circle Country, which basically
right.
gets rid of the meaning of going around the map twice for the UFO with Dragonfly and also for the cows.
I couldn't remember if it was something to bring up for now, since there was originally going to be a route for this level.
It is
You could probably say it.
Yeah, there is a possibility of a front to back, but it's not worth it since the last dragon in this level doesn't load until you have all the other dragons.
Yeah, one thing that you can do in this game, it's a lot easier on GameCube than it is on PS2 for some reason, despite PS2 lagging more. But there's a lot of there's several different gateway kind of objects, such as doors, etc., that you can flame at, and it will create lag for the game and will cause you to charge through and clip through said doorway, which you can do in this level. But as Wally said, the last dragon doesn't load unless you get all the rest of the dragons first.
Another thing that might come apparent to people, if I don't bonk on a wall, I'll probably end up kind of reflecting off it at a strange angle. ETD is very buggy in terms of physics. It doesn't really have the best thought out physics in the world, but I'm gonna try not to get too annoyed about them. So we're entering the first challenge area, which is a speedway area. This speedway area is called
Banzai Speedway?
Banzai Speedway. So again, with my disc, the dialogue here takes about a year to load. I need to find a new disc or burn a new disc. It's just ridiculous.
When you run off of an SD card?
So your time attacks are normal, just 8 sets of 4 obstacles that you need to get rid of. Banzai Speedway, you've got rings, which appear in all 3 of the speedways in this game. Flying ninjas. I would like to say chariots. They definitely aren't. Actually, they're more like wagons. And lanterns.
must say, all the people that you talk to in this game seem to be really shy on your disc.
Yeah. I just have a disc that doesn't want anybody to talk. No! Whoa, saved. What is this animation? Okay, this is different. Oh. Oh, so Spyro doesn't speak for that Dragonfly.
Yeah, they kind of gave up really fast with trying to get Spyro to actually say the names of the dragonflies. Think about
Yeah.
half of them actually have speech lines.
Do you think it was just giving up, or just the fact that this game was severely rushed? We cannot let down the fact that this game was probably the most rushed of all the Spyro games. Actually, now I think about it, was Spyro 3 more rushed?
If it was, you can't really tell.
But yeah, originally this game was going to have 25 levels, I believe 3 homeworlds and 120 dragonflies. But instead you only had one massive homeworld, which was kind of separated into like 3 different sections, but it still is only one homeworld.
It does have
Only
3 different loading zones.
yeah, and it only has 9 levels. That's it.
It's not really a yay we caught bucket. It's more of stay. Yeah. Just no text.
Yeah. The rings in the races are super strict. They're like basically if you have half of Spyro outside of the ring, it's going to say that you're not inside.
Hey, it's Yojimbo.
They
Like, for example, with Spyro 3, where sometimes you don't even have to be in the ring at all.
so the random little stops in the middle of loads is just the game saving. Yeah, this was also the first Spyro game to not actually be made by Insomniac.
Oh yeah, we also forgot to say, the loading screens in this game are awfully long.
And also on GameCube you have a loading screen for another loading screen.
I thought that was PlayStation 2.
No, PlayStation 2 only has one loading screen. It doesn't have like the blank white loading please wait screen.
I just remember that PS2 has at least a loading bar as well.
Wrap these up. Ah, right. I have a better setup for this in NMS. But Hundo, I don't really know. Also, yeah, if you see that I randomly stop, I also kind of have a little bit of a faulty controller, which can sometimes randomly turn off, or like disconnect.
Also, what you just saw while they do there, getting up to the dragon, it looks
Oh yeah.
a lot like it's a double jump, but really what it is just a really short glide followed by a hover.
Also,
It's
first
used
try.
when to get up to higher spots.
Yeah, I'm gonna use that quite a lot in spots where it wouldn't really be necessary, but I just do it because it saves a little bit of time.
Oh man, you got that dragonfly first try.
Yeah, first try shellac is pretty difficult to pull off. Shellac is the troublemaker Dragonfly in Dragonfly Dojo, as he's in a laggy area, which basically means that bubble breath is a lot worse than it is. Since
Yeah, as I said before, the bubble breath hitbox is really weird a lot of times.
also that dragon there doesn't unlock anything like all the others have done. He is basically just there as I don't really know why he's there. He's just dragon that you got free, and
Yeah.
he just tells you a piece of dialogue that we don't care about in speedruns.
Oh yeah, I hope you enjoy that little Moneybags cameo and the money
Yeah.
that you never get back in the game.
We don't get that money back, but we don't give any more money to him. So don't expect any more money bags.
Gonna leave it with the excuse that he's wearing a nightgown, so he's a little sleepy.
Yeah,
Sleeps on the job for the rest of the game.
he's basically become Sleepyhead. Oh! Okay, that was a bit stupid. Yeah, there you go. Perfect demonstration of why bubble breath is terrible. If this game was well made, that would have caught it a long time ago. There, finally caught it. Oh, so yeah, Moneybags is a magician. And also, I used the double jump there, but not to get up onto the platform with the kite, since that kite's trigger seems to like bleed off of the platform, and you can basically just get that kite for free.
No, we haven't. The sparks range does decrease.
Oh, yeah.
As Spyro gets
So when he's at yellow sparks, he's pretty powerful. He has a lot of range. I got lucky. That guy just turned into a statue. I would have gotten hit then. When Sparks is at blue range, his range is... it's okay, but it's not really anything special.
Hey, it's Cinder.
But when he's green, you might as well just run to every gem, since his range becomes like 2 centimeters. If not less. Oh, we're at 420 gems.
that dragonfly that Wally ended up getting in the hallway, Cinder, can be a little funky because he likes to decide to clip out of the wall.
Yeah, he did that like 3 times during that. Oh, so this is the first of two instances of a tank minigame, with the second one being like a half auto-scroller. But this one's just a simple target practice, destroy all the targets scenario. We're just gonna rush through this, since we can just bait all of the tanks to fire down their protection.
Welcome everyone. This is the real tank story.
That was pretty good. So you can see we're just rolling through here. Okay, that was an epic miss, but Desert Fox music, yeah.
In case people didn't remember, this game is pretty bland and wide open. If
Yeah.
this tank section didn't show you that.
You'll see a lot of blandness in Crop Circle Country, because literally there's loads of empty spots in there, which could be filled up with like gems. Also, random smoke effect coming in there. Lagging to hell.
It's come.
Also,
Yeah, that lag spike was good.
yeah. Also, my menuing may not be the best since I haven't really like learned the menus too well.
That's the best way to get health back in
Yeah.
any video game that I've really seen, though. The fact that you have to run over the fodder with the tank.
Also, life bottles respawn. That might be something to talk about, because for whatever reason, respawning life bottles would be a very good way to make casual play basically easy. Also, Cloudy is free. Also, Sparks has lost all animation. I better have gotten that kite as well. Nope, I didn't activate it.
Oh yeah, forgot about that. Suddenly Spyro stopped wanting to move his legs. Sometimes
Yeah.
when you enter new loading zones in this game, it's running Spyro's animations because well designed and finished video game.
Also, you might see me skip a few pieces of dialogue which don't load in time, which ends up saving time, since I don't have to mash A as much. So sometimes you'll like see no dialogue from a character at all, and it will cause something to happen, or you'll
Rainbow
just
Dash, also like the Superman everywhere. Sorry. Continue.
Nah. And this is the last dragon, who gets us the last Dragonfly.
And yes, so this is the dragon that if you go through backwards, does not spawn.
Also more Superman for like 3 seconds there.
The area to get like the best longest Superman seems to be in the homeworld going to where Crop Circle Country is. The loading zone just seems to be such a big chunk that the game decides to stop Spyro from having an animation until you let go of the charge button.
So I have missed a gem, so that Spark's Finder ability is coming in handy already. Also, nice dropped input. I think I know what gem I missed. Yeah. I know what gem I missed. And it was a stupid gem to miss. Also, I have skipped Sparks there, so I gotta make sure I skip him again. No? No? Oh. Alright. So that's Dragonfly Dojo done. That was a stupid gem to miss.
This is probably the easiest out of the Collectathon Spyro games really to miss a gem in though.
Yeah, because the maps are all over the place and they've just got gems.
The maps are all just massive to make up for the fact that the game was cut very short.
Oh, so yeah, my controller's completely died there. So I'm going to purposely miss a few gems here just because. And also, the reason why I'm doing jump charge glides, or charge jump glides, is because I want to skip the sparks, which basically just... who has to interrupt you there? But if you just jump and charge and do glides, he cannot speak to you because Spyro just isn't on the ground enough for him to speak.
Actually, the most optimal way to even start doing a run of this game is to already enter the game and turn off hints just so
Yeah.
Sparks won't talk to you.
Because if you
United
have
States.
hints, he basically will just talk to you like every 5 seconds at the start. About what a gem does, about what a dragonfly does, about what father does. And he's just annoying.
Which makes it so when you're starting a run, you're just charge jumping everywhere, which is slower in this game, from at least what it looks like.
Yeah, it is pretty slow. I could probably like showcase it right now, but I'm not gonna, because this is a speed run. Or a stupid example of one. Oh, so yeah, you can just do that. You can just charge off of the vehicle, which will take you to the level, and the game won't even complain. Oh, so hey, Shred.
Yeah, boy Shred.
Yep, CCC platform skips are still a thing.
Yep.
They won't ever not be a thing. Also, get past this farmer while he isn't loaded. Well, loaded properly. So, here's Crop Circle Country. As you can see, a whole load of nothing, and this is the first experience of a buffer skip, or a buffer clip. So as you can see, we just got through to the end of the level, just like that.
No, he does not pick up gems as well in this game. Because the more hurt that Spyro is, the shorter the spark's range is.
So I'm just gonna head out here and grab these gems.
Hey, it's Fiona.
I don't know why I'm trying to mash through those, because you cannot do that. Also, I'm going to try and get rid of those guys before they hit me, because if you get 2 or more of those people, they can stun lock you.
So, yeah, as Wally said before, the reason for the back is so those giant metal things that you have to zap actually spawn in the level. You don't have to worry about going through the level all over again to hit only those and have to just make another track through the level.
Oh, so this is another annoying Dragonfly, since it's in the most laggiest area in the game. Basically, Bubble Breath is useless.
Hey, it's Akira.
Also, not sure if it ends up being anything like special involving the run. Like, I can't remember if there's any strats for it. But the ladders in this game are very finicky.
Don't think there is any strats for like ladders.
I just remember messing around and there was some ways that we ended up finding where it ended up making you rise into the air.
I actually got that happening in practice.
Yeah, in Crop Circle Country, there's a spot that you can like half bonk into the into one of the ladders in the level, and it slowly makes you rise. The only issue with that being is that eventually the game, for some reason, counts you as out of bounds and kills you.
So it's not like the first 3 games where you can just go up infinitely and it will just keep spawning the world. This
There was
one just
also
kills
some-
you.
Yeah. There's also some other glitch found with the ladders by yours truly that trying to enter Crop Circle Country, if you manage to get beneath the ladders, will crash your game.
And there was born. What time do I think I can get in this cat? No, I don't really know. That's always a good thing to say, right? Oh, so yeah, Mitnick just dives into the ground. But I did end up stopping him, which is decent. I could get sub 3 if I tried. Oh, so why do I feel like one of the cows has just been annoying? Oh no. Right, I'll talk to him now, since I have to anyway. I have to talk to this guy twice anyway, since I didn't talk to him once.
If I remember correctly, all these cows that you've been trying to get don't spawn either until after you finish the
Yeah,
level.
they're the cows that we release at the end of the level.
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay. The fuck? Okay, that was not meant to happen. No bit. Ugh. Made it. So the reason why I'm going down here just to grab all of this up is because I don't trust loading, because it can lose you time if you come out of platforms and try to get straight to the Dragonfly, because nothing loads properly. So you end up just standing there in front of Laurent trying to capture him.
Yeah, as said, loading in this game can take forever, such to a point that even if the game says that it's unloading, it's a lot of times not unloading.
Yeah. Every time the thing pauses in load screens just to save, I feel like it's just crashed.
Now it's time for platforms.
Sleep or no sleep? No sleep. Right, let's hope that I can get... Yes.
Now, platforms here is the point, or a point where you really get to see that this game actually has some glitches that can save time and that aren't just fun and or annoying to fuck with.
That was really annoying. I don't know why that happens.
So yeah, you can just head bash
Yeah.
all of the moving platforms to get up to the top. And has Wally failed right there?
There we go, got it second try.
Yeah, as you screw up the first try, what you usually do to even get the guy up there is you end up head bashing with lightning, which does it even increase the range? Or oh, no, that was you attempting to just my brain can't process right now. I'm sorry.
Homer Skip is free in the WoW Island. Sorry, what? Evan Mail Services, everyone. Mailing speed runs to you since 2015.
Yeah, the glitch I was thinking of for platform skips is something that will be brought up later in Thieves' Den anyway, so I don't really have to say.
Oh, so yeah. And this is what I meant by, like, stuff not loading in properly. And what I meant by stuff not loading in properly. This involves animations, gems, baskets, even sparks can, like, fail to load for a while.
Yep. I haven't said a word about gem physics yet in this game.
Oh yeah, gems can spaz out a lot. They can also fall through the floor.
Yep. Off of enemies, you see sometimes they decide to spin in circles or jitter up and down because the physics engine in this game is top tier.
But they make up for it by just auto giving it to you. And either way. Unless it's just jitting around on the surface, in which it will do nothing for you and just say, hey, look at me. I'm special. Ah, I can get back on there later. Also, yeah, very abrupt. Also, yeah, you can get all that done in that cycle. Or in that little timer on that platform.
Reminder once again that Spyro has wonderful movement in this game. As you saw with him pivoting, he slides a lot.
Turning in this game is pretty easy.
I feel like I remember like visual animation screw ups from over pivoting, but
Really?
might have just been something like short messing around with the game.
That's not an electric ray gun thing. That's a tree that I just electrocuted.
Great job. ETD pivots are fantastic. They are. Grant that is because ETD pivots are incredibly fast. They look really nice too, actually. It's one of the main things that can really compliment about this game.
Okay, the only instance of UFOs is coming up now.
Actually, there was a ladder trick that you could have done there that saves, I think, a little bit of time.
The cinematic Spyro pivot.
Involving that thing where, like, Spyro moves slowly upwards in air. That small column there, or that silo that I ended up climbing up. You can actually get an early bonk off of that and then just charge straight to this minigame.
M13!
Spyro!
Now comes UFOs.
Yes. First one, very fun. But also... that's just retarded. Okay. Also, yeah, you're gonna see that I don't really pay attention too much to the bloody UFO abducting cows, since it has the slowest ray in the world.
Reminder to everyone that ETD makes you say really good things sometimes.
Oh, okay.
Like, might just be a personal thing, but I've talked about, oh, deaf people can't read their chat because they can't see while I was playing this game.
Wow. Don't expect me to be saying anything logical when it comes to, like, bloody Monkey Monastery, because I'll probably have lost it by then. Also, please guys, I don't need a fan club.
The Yeswally Fun Club?
Fun club. Yeah, I need a fun club, but not a fan club, please. That's just too far. Alright, so now we gotta do the whole thing over again because some NPC doesn't know what to do with his gates.
But wait, there's a catch.
Yes. And
All
Hummel...
of the UFOs annoyingly shoot you. For the gold ones.
Yeah, like that. And he can have up to 3 of them, which is unfair, because it's basically 4 versus 1. I call hacks. They modded the lobby.
Yeah, CB man.
Yeah,
That is logic.
you put them inside there.
Can't be stolen when they're inside of a picket fence, it's a force field, you know.
Yeah.
Not that I'd actually call that a picket fence. Now that I looked at it.
Okay, thank you UFO for doing my job for me. The fuck? That's not even in the fence, okay. That cow's in the fence. Oh, so I didn't drop that in the right place.
Thick barrel roll you did there.
Not happy, nope. Find these gold UFOs. Yeah, I'm the dominant UFO now. Let's go.
Hey, it's J-Dubs.
Oh, so yeah, the start of the names that aren't really
You
names.
want to take a spin?
No, I do not want to play again for fun. That's basically what they're asking.
I will be right back to get some water.
Alright. Could give me some. I feel like I feel like a sixth of a glass of water that I had from last night. We interrupt this loading time with a special announcement that Wed Sea is back.
Hello. Bushi, are we going to fight about this? Because Scuttlebutt is the best dragon.
Oh, duckweed. Come on, get
Or
it right.
Duckweed. Those are both good.
Also, random arbitrary fireball challenge. Why is this here? Oh, nobody knows.
Once you go through this game, you tend to realize that it's more of just a demo to try every single one of these super power-ups at least once. They pretty much never re-show as they would in, for example, Spyro 3. Then again, they only had like 2 gates, or 3 actually, 3 different ones instead of like 6.
Tested.
Do I ever make safety saves? Every time I come out of a challenge area, it basically also saves. So everything's fine. Alright, nope. Oh, no missing gems. I'll take it. Test tube.
Yeah, it's less of an arbitrary space and more of a, hey, we have a lot of empty space here. Let's fill it with a random challenge.
Yeah. It's testes.
I doubt you're going to show it in the runs. I'm gonna say, since I heard Tashi Station, remember where that is.
That
There's
is
a
in
little
Rainbow
glitch
Space.
that we found right at the end of the big ETD craze last year. You can end up glitching Spyro in the races and time trials, be facing upside down the entire time.
Nice.
game is good.
Oh, so fuck hay bales. Okay.
Yeah, next
Yeah.
is Luau Island.
Luau Island is next.
Are you going to do the Let's Play swim?
I should do, but I'm not. Oh, so yeah, I just cleared the beach whilst doing the electric challenge. I did a load in that electric challenge.
Hey, it's Alex.
Alright. Grab. No. There we go. Talk to this guy, get the boat unlocked, and then we can head into the water. Yes. We might as well explain this now. Water physics, no good. Water movement is just the worst. I didn't see Kate do it, Pat, and I knew it was possible from NMS.
So you said that you're not going to do that swim that was
No.
done by that one random Let's Player?
But I am
You
going to be
probably-
doing that swim in NMS. I'll give you that.
Okay, then some people might not be around for it.
Yeah. I don't know though. Oh, away.
There's just some spot in the corner of the level, not near any water, that for some reason you can get swim off of.
Yep. I've tried finding like a somewhat consistent way of doing it, but I honestly couldn't find too much in the way of consistent.
The way we found Skip was just by looking on YouTube and finding some random Let's Player
Name.
doing Let's Play of Luau Island, and it
Yeah.
was a video that was a minute long.
I'm gonna set the anime. I should really get the world record because I have loads of free time. So he's going to shoot. Get the gem. The NMS world record is how much slower? The NMS world record is 144 dead, I believe, by Jumpy. And how much slower is PS2? Yeah,
Significantly.
way too slow.
Yeah, it's ridiculously slower.
If you want to play this game on a PS2, then please. If you want to kill yourself, actually don't be my guest. That would be very mean. But yeah.
Yeah, NMS is no major skips, or if you really want to call it something else that
No early rip
also
though.
makes sense, you can call it 70%.
Yeah, 70%. No Merly Snip. Oh no, I wish it was called that. Oh, Gem, I need you.
Another thing, although late to bring up, as some people who are here in like the first three Spyro games, a lot of times you'd see people flaming the chests and stuff to be able to get objects to come out and attract you in the game.
You can't do that.
This game, when you flame charge, it's a bit different. Most of the time, your head stays straight down. Can you flame downwards?
I am going to be abusing that little concept later on, actually, during the flame challenge, where I will be getting a target very, very quickly. So honestly, this is just stupid. Swimming down and up in water is probably the hardest thing to do in this game. I hope.
Certainly it's hard to watch.
Pardon?
Certainly it's hard to watch.
Yeah. The best way to like be able to swim up and down might be to just do a normal paddle instead of charging. Since when Spyro's charging, he'd rather go horizontally and still instead of vertically, really. Okay, I got away with that. Yeah, PS2 had loading screens of up to a minute.
It doesn't have slower frame rates
No.
necessarily, but the game lags a lot more. PS2.
Oh, so yeah, and a brief little show off there of how literally the game can just decide to not load animations at all. Oh, so yeah, that happens.
Oh yeah, there was a ladder skip in this level. You can actually abuse the ladder in Lua Island to get to the one Dragonfly inside of that gate. If I remember correctly, there was like some way that it was either with the ladder or it was just you clip through the floor period into the room.
You can also buffer clip through the wall,
Oh
through
yeah,
the
it's
gate.
clipping out. That was what it was. Noticed something.
Ah, rip.
Sorry, I'm just like half remembering strats
Huh.
as it's going through. The last boss is top quality. We'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll get to that in about 5 hours. Oh, come on. I got it first try in practice. Again.
These spoilers.
Yeah, one frame of bubble breath. Right, let's go.
You
Nope.
get it that time?
Pardon?
What?
No, not quite. Alright. Got this. Casual strats. 1, 2. If this is NMS, I would actually afford to reset since it's like 23 minutes. Is my internet dying? I hope not. Good morning, Cyclone, I believe. Please. Hello, I'm back.
Homer.
Yeah, it's running.
Oh.
It was just dropping frames a bit.
Oh.
Yeah, this game runs at 130th FPS.
Yeah.
No.
Come on, I need that.
Yeah, the way you get that Dragonfly is just by shooting all the targets that are around, but what Wally was trying to do was skip that by head bashing and using, or just hovering and using bubble breath to attempt to get it early, but it's kind of precise, and the bubble breath, as said before, is very finicky in this game.
Oh, so you can break
Hey,
those,
it's Daisy.
like, tiki heads with bubble breath. And you can also break life bottles like I did there. Already 10 lives. Okay. I'll take that.
Bubble breath, unable to kill enemies, but able to break objects.
I don't think you were here, Naughty Dragonite, but you cannot flame charge in this game. If you try to flame charge, your flame will just go into the ground. That's all it will do. Again, Hunter is very shy. Because he's...
Who's out here checking
Anti-rage challenge height.
those stupid
Oh,
retards?
okay. There we go.
I'd probably say that this is one of the easiest mini games in the game, actually. Not sure if you agree with me.
Yeah,
so
this
far,
is
but
the easiest probably. For casuals, this is the easiest. For speedrunning, it's probably crops or country platforms. Or maybe Thieves 10 platforms.
at least fastest in that case. Yeah, the goal for this is just to get
11 man to race.
Cowabunga, dude. You got a...
It's like a version of popcorn that Hunter can't fuck you over with.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Krishnamurti.
Oh, so yeah. That's Krishnamurti.
Wanna try cap?
No, I don't want to try capturing them again. Cowabunga. Someone say window. Yeah, again, massive case of animations just not loading in. Turn. We're gonna get through all 100%ages of this Spyro.
The best swimming animation in the game.
Yep. Can't deny.
Yeah, Hummel. People were on platforms for like half an hour. Just because doing those platforms legitimately is terrible. Since the game is unreliable, along with the platforms being unreliable.
Also, yeah, floating gems. They're gonna happen. Oh, there's another floating gem.
Yeah, those gems are actually caused from going through all the gates.
Yeah, you go through those gates and you basically get free money from it.
Generally, if you're missing like a random like 10 gem in this level, it's generally one of those.
So yeah, always make sure to do all of those chests, all of the gates when you go into these areas. Especially if you don't really know where everything is. Oh, so the reason why I'm not getting everything here is because we gotta come up this path again anyway. Oh, so scuttlebutt.
Hey, it's Snowbutt.
Top tier egg.
Egg.
Dragonfly.
Egg. What, are we playing with Japanese pocket stations now? We got Dragonfly eggs.
Yes.
A game that punishes you for speed running it.
There is probably already one out there like that.
Yeah.
Actually, it's every game that doesn't have a glitch.
Yes. And V.
Oh, that gem almost clipped through the floor.
It didn't though, which is good. Why do I feel like Spyro's missed a gem? He didn't. No, no, don't talk to the bloody guy, you'll waste time.
Hey, it's Dip.
Okay, coming up is probably the worst mini game in ETD. Unless I haven't got all the
At least
gems.
the longest.
Yes.
Aside from speedways, it's the longest.
Those guys attack way too slowly.
Hope everybody enjoys memory games.
Wow, we ain't... Wait, oh, okay.
Is that what's coming out?
Hold on, I've missed a gem. Every time the gem seems to... Is that out? Oh. Wait, that's not it. No, rip. Okay, it's the last area, don't worry. No, what is... better to finish off with drums anyway.
Yeah, that's a good example of best coach Korea.
Hmm?
New beginning. Not a good speed game.
No, that's not a good speed game. Dust only did it because Ben's a pussy, probably. That's all it was. I'm confused. Where's this gem? Where do gem? Where's?
Could it be one of the random gate gems?
Nope, found it.
Okay.
There was a one gem in the middle of nowhere. So yeah, it's
My phone's been rather quiet.
So expect a lot of silence because I need to focus because my brain ain't gonna work if it's been up all night.
Are you going to be writing it all up?
No. Why would I write it all out?
That's what some people did in the very first race.
Nice.
People like physically wrote the memory challenge down.
Yeah, I know, but you know, it's his fault for getting old. Rah. Hello, Rodtikini. Rodtikini. Yeah, Rodtikini. Ready? Here goes. One, two.
If anybody
One,
wants to
two,
donate more
three.
Subway coupons, this is the time to do it. Sorry.
Ah, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Spyro, best drummer.
Hey, it's Terrell.
So that the first round was up to 6. This round's up to 9. Pretty ugly start. One, two, three. Two, three, 4, 5, 6. That one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Venice is the last one. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Yeah, GameCube controllers is laid out very weird.
Hey, it's Maverick.
Yeah, the A button stands for down in this case, and anybody who's held a GameCube controller knows, in fact, the A button is very much in the center.
Oh, so we be warping. At least they kept that ability for Sparks.
Oh, are you gonna show off the 100% glitch at the end with the Atlas?
Yes. It's the one that I think it is. Oh, hold on.
Should be the one that you.
Right.
I think there's only one.
Hand in that one. I'm gonna grab you two up. So is Yeswally a reference to Leave It to Beaver? Could be. Probably not. Yeah, who cares about bubbles?
Hey, it's Bubbles.
Oh, look who it is. Right, here we go. There we go. So there you go, abusing the downward flame there just to get that first target a lot easier. It saves a lot of time as well.
It saves you turning around at least.
Yeah. Alright, see you, Ronnie.
See you, Ronnie.
Thank you for coming along to Spyrothon. As soon as he isn't gonna disappear.
Hey, it's G.
Yay, whirly thingy. Can we get him sponsored? I'd rather not have a sponsor, Shred. Please. Matt Karen Sprouting Jew. Oh no,
And for what's probably the easiest level to miss a gem in, alongside Luau.
Yeah. As linear as this level may be, it's still got that tendency for you to miss a gem. So I want to make sure I'm on electric. Electric's going to be coming in handy a lot.
A reminder that all whirlwinds of this game are actually called swirlies, because that's the only thing that they're referenced as. Yeah, I was actually gonna ask that, is the airwalk in this
Yeah,
route?
the airwalk is in this route.
Okay, so I don't have to randomly talk about it in this level, or
Nope.
somewhere else. Not using the optimized route then? Sad face.
No, I didn't miss anything, okay. Yeah, variable
Well, it
kind of more
does.
uses than in this level.
Yeah. The only use it really has is in case a new runner wants to come, it's an easy route for them to learn. And also an easy way to scout out for missing gems.
So yeah, we got bows and arrows, and then we got pillows. That's just our enemies, really.
In a level where you're beaten to death by pillows.
I didn't hit that bottle, but okay. If this game's just gonna give me stuff like that for free, then fine. Can't wait for Thieves Den. Get the apostrophe in the right place.
Almost forgot about Thieves Den, actually.
Ah, yeah.
Thieves Den is definitely the worst level in this entire game. I think on the first race that we ended up doing for ETD Hondo, there was, I think, one person that finished Thieves Den in less than an hour.
I know that Ty was the only one who got like a sub 50.
Yeah, I got a sub 50 on like the second or third race. Actually no. Was that in the first race?
Because I know I was in like the second or third race that you guys did, because...
Yeah, I was thinking that was the second. Because I'm pretty sure the only person who ended up getting sub 1 hour on the first run was Silver Altar.
Yeah, that was when Silver was good at was one of the best at ETD, apparently.
Yeah, he was the best when it came to blind racing the game.
Yeah.
Level with the best concept has a lot of different levels to it, making it really hard to get everything.
Oh, so this also has a really annoying Dragonfly, which I hope hasn't triggered yet.
Oh, I know which one.
Yeah, Savino. And let's see if I can get him first try if he's in the spot, which I think he is.
We tried this year, Axel, to get ETD at SGDQ.
Ah, he's gone. He's right there though.
My first
Ah,
Thieves Den was like a 110, I want to say.
my first use then was like 1 hour 40 because I didn't know where the platform minigame was.
And there's also the fact that platform minigame is great.
Triggers. Okay, there we go.
Hey, it's Savino.
ETD has been going swell far, so. You
I-
haven't really had any screw-ups, so.
No. There's only stuff I expected. That was
Yeah,
probably
you
going in.
missed a gem in
Dojo.
A-level.
I missed a gem in Dojo. I missed a few in the WoW, but I didn't miss any in Crop Circle, so that's at least something.
That's a start, yeah.
Remember, I only relearned the route like 8, 10, 11 hours ago.
I could understand that, Axel.
So, you knew where everything was, you just couldn't find it when you were older. Makes some sense. Probably because you hadn't played it in a while, so you didn't really know. Didn't remember. So yeah, that's probably winning the award for worst placed enemy in the game. No, no. Now off I go.
Pretty sure you end up going back to that spot that I end up seeing there, but you may have missed a basket.
Okay. I think I got it, though, because I did.
There
drop
were
down.
two on like that very lower section of that one place
Alright,
with
I
the
couldn't.
lightning rods, and I thought I saw one that you missed.
No! What the? Ah!
Dragonfly?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Whoa! What? Okay. Hey
There.
there.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. What? How?
You're at the start of the level. Oh,
Did I not pass a Zoe? I'm pretty sure I should have passed a Zoe by then. This isn't
Yeah, you
Thieves'
should.
Den. Hello, there's a Zoe right... Zap me! What? What the fuck?
people were on break for this entire game, even the in-game characters.
There, finally! Wow, Reki confirmed. No! Just no, so don't.
Well, this makes it easier for you to grab that basket that I
Oh! Okay.
saw.
That's bubble breath. That's so gonna work. Right, let's not mess this up. Right there. Finally! Hello. Very on strike. Basically, yeah.
What dialogue? Nobody pays attention to that stuff in a speedrun.
Oh yeah, Ice Boy. He resorts to glitching through every wall he sees.
Yeah, think of this one like Bender from Dragonfly Dojo on a much better scale.
Yes.
By better, I mean broken.
Yes. Hey, there's another Zoe. Oh, that one's not lazy.
Nice Starfy that was in your way.
Again, I keep forgetting to switch. Bloody. Right, let's talk to you first. What?
Nice,
Free
that's a pretty good pace.
How? 1, 2, 3, run around. Okay. Oh, Susie, yeah, you lose 1,000,000 brain cells. She must have zapped herself. Hey, it's Takahiro. That seems kinda bad. Okay, it's cool. That's like the only dialogue I know. I'm no G-Pro about this. Floating bottle. Okay.
I like to denote this water pool as the water pool that has that doesn't even look like water.
Yeah,
That large one. There's no effects or anything. It just looks shaded.
That's it. Hey, isn't that what water's meant to be?
Shaders? Yes.
Yeah. Nice camera. Have I ever considered cultivating a northern accent? No. Swimming up.
Swimming up is fantastic in this game.
Hey, it's Rick.
Something great to mention because swimming up doesn't really work. It's more of swimming up and more this other direction.
He honestly did, Fish. He honestly did. Yeah, okay, bubbles, please. Bubble breath, no worker. That's a good goose.
Oh yeah, coming up next is another annoying minigame.
Oh yeah, I forgot about this one again. Oh yeah, there you go. That's probably what happened when you talked about like climbing to infinity.
No, that is not what I was referring to. By climbing, I meant you were in a running state.
Oh.
That's pretty cool too, though. I have never seen that.
Come on. Yay, I don't fucking care about the Puffy Palace.
But you need to protect the Puffy Palace.
Yeah, it's even more worthless than the fucking Dragon Realms.
Reminder to do the Two-Eyed Willy head spin glitch.
Oh yeah, will do.
You know how to replicate that, right?
Yeah, I should do.
Okay. If you need any information, just ask me when you get there.
Okay. One down. Oh my god, my finger's starting to hurt from the amount of times I'm mashing A.
Oh, there's a bank here. I thought you were, like, dead.
Alright, that's 2.
Oh, dude. I still got a 59.29. 100A.
GG, man.
Rat Son. Technically 4th.
Hey, it's Tweedle.
If you don't defend,
Still, sub 1. That's pretty good.
Yay.
Yay. Yeah, I wouldn't say yay too many times if I was you. Okay, cool controller.
So I think this is the point where the
Walking out.
walk in air happens.
Well,
ouch.
there we go. So basically, in order to do a walk in air, you bonk onto a high surface and you just let go of all inputs. To get rid of the effect, you basically just jump or get close enough to ground.
Yeah, this glitch was found by accident right around the start of the ETG craze of last year by Breaking You. Just randomly bonked into a wall and started running around in air. Figured out that was easily replicatable. Or replicable. Yeah.
Oh, no missing gems. That's good.
That 360 pivot.
That film where walkers taught me how to do walking air.
Not really much to learn, just
Oh,
charge
so
into a
anime.
wall.
Animationless Sparks is shy. Yep, this is where loading dialogues just doesn't work.
The Bang understands. Asking on a scale of 0 to 10 on how smiley face we are.
Should remember to switch to electric in this, because electric's really overpowered. Okay, that was an accident. That was an accident. It's that second one, I just don't understand where he is. Oh my... Okay, honestly, I hate the go-karts in Rainbow Speedway.
I hate charging on the go-kart track. The go-kart track, or like the rainbow track that you're on.
Yeah,
Just
Rainbow
the
Road.
fact that the camera is so close makes it quite hard, actually.
So yeah, I got... that was really bad. That's the first star there.
You should still be able to
Yeah,
finish this though.
they give you enough time. Oh, not unless I do that. No! Why did Spyro land suddenly? Yeah, the legs are terrible, but yeah, no.
Legs are
7,
just kind of
6,
flopping back and forth.
5.
Oh, right, charging.
Done. Okay. I'm pretty sure I pressed the right thing. Did it? Hey, it didn't actually, like, just forget about that. Oh, Tashi Station. Bleh. God damn it. I accidentally pressed time attack again. Again. Speedways don't quite run this category.
That's a good joke.
No! Why did my controller just die then?
Yeah, what Parso says seems more appropriate.
It seems more appropriate for what?
Speed ways.
Oh,
Speed in
yes.
quotes.
Permission to post a link. Ask a mod. I'm not a mod. I'm just someone who...
Yes, exotic manacles, Luke Skywalker. Get his power converters from that dragon.
It's...
I almost ended up posting a picture a little while ago of the two-eyed Willy glitch. But I decided to refrain from that to see for sure if you end up actually getting it. But the fact that it's consistent anyway.
Yeah. Shall I show off Exorcist Monkey as well?
You might as well put all the stops and do all of the funny looking glitches in this game
Yeah.
and state where that lose basically no time. I mean, the only thing that makes the where Spyro goes upside down in the speedways screw up is the fact that Spyro's flame pertains to all of it and actually goes backwards. But he's just in mid-head bash animation the entire time going through. So it looks pretty good.
When
I think
Spyro
that useless glitch was found by Tuval.
when Spyrothon can time people out. Reminder that you may or may not get more boost than the AI, because design. What the hell, that was clutch. That bloody flying Ripdoc was just taking me up then.
Ooh, I want to see this.
Hey, it's Grayson.
Great. Wow.
Whoa,
Rex Hummel.
mod abuse! Mod abuse! All engineers to Station 1.
You can stop this by donating a $5 Subway coupon. Oh.
Right.
That's quite nice.
Okay, the bot kinda hates me.
It depends on which Robin you're talking about, exotic mandibles.
Right, time for ice breath.
Yes, the sponsor is the official Yeswally1 fan club.
Again,
Two-Faced.
again, just gonna skip Sparks there because why should we talk to him?
Next is Monkey Monastery, correct?
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna pull the gems here just to make the ice challenge easier. You get mod for 5 seconds.
Slash ban everyone.
Mod abuse! Oh wait, it's not a mod. The monkeys. Why isn't that an emote on this channel? Come on, Spyrothon, get your bloody work together.
Hey, it's Sandra. Ouch. Ouch.
Everyone is now banned from the stream. Okay, time for the probably the level which has a route that's the most similar to a NMS route. No joke, because in NMS we get all of the dragonflies, so it's just a case of grabbing extra gems up. I'm just worried about this guy. I hate this first dragonfly. Hello? The restream is timed out.
Hey, it's phony.
Riot. Superman. Ah. Superman rip.
Ooh, nice charging animation.
Oh, so another buffer clip.
Hey, it's Damsel.
Right, time for the first instance of a slide. There are two minigames which involve slides.
3.
Actually, yeah, three. This one involving two of them.
There's 3 slides.
Is that three? Oh yeah, there's
Yeah,
three more.
there's-
I was just thinking.
Can't forget about the section where Two-Eyed Willie
Oh yeah.
occurs.
Haha.
As usual with inconsistencies with this game, there was also something found on this slide by Whip CPL where he randomly just clipped through a wall and started going forward as if he was going on an invisible slide into the great beyond, and then the game killed himself.
Nice. Let's see, just grabbing up a load of time just because there's literally okay, I cannot read. So I got hit by a ice block, and that basically puts Spyro's movement to ridiculously slow, meaning that most gaps aren't really makeable, which is kinda gay. You're the Red Devil Dazzy. They're not names I thought I'd hear ever again. I don't know where Red Devil Dazzy is. He's someone who did a very incredible Let's Play of Spyro 1 back in 2007. So you can see Sparks is just left in the back there. Oh wait, now he's there.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Really? Fine then, I'm not doing NMS, I'm not gonna get a world record then. See how you feel.
Now it's time for slide round 2.
Yeah, 10 less seconds to start off with. Not really much more of a challenge, really, it's just the same slide over and over again.
Yep, there is no difference in the slide whatsoever. So they did pretty good work on the slide in the first place, so it's not like it's that huge of a shame.
Will I make it? Who knows? Ooh, made it. Yay, it's Dancer.
You can always.
You did actually cut that kind of close. Ah, almost 4.20.
4-2-1. Let down everyone. You're having terrible flashbacks. Don't worry, I'll have even more. Probably. Yeah, I'm sorry guys, but you know.
Reset.
Just know this controller isn't working, is it now?
Seeing that not happy isn't an emote on here makes me quite not happy.
Not smiley face.
Feeling smiley face.
I'm feeling smiley face.
Hey, it's.
Does it? I don't have the stream open because I want to reduce lag.
I don't want to give Hitbox a reason to buffer more than it could, so. Honestly though, this game isn't actually that terrible. It's just unfinished.
What? Okay. I sniped the very high one.
You sniped the very high bird with that cannon?
Yeah.
I did not know that was possible.
It's possible. Okay. Can
You just got that dragonfly with a single tank? Or a single
Okay.
cannon?
Yeah, that isn't normal. I'm sorry. You might want to get that checked out.
Yeah, I think he did miss a 2-gem before the Yeti.
I can probably go get that later on anyway.
I thought it was a green gem. Oh, was that? Oh, that was the exorcism glitch?
Yeah.
I wasn't paying attention at first until I saw that his head was...
Yes,
inside.
I know! God damn it! Stop shouting at me! I will kill myself. Nah, I'm not. I won't.
Don't resort to violence. Never the option.
That hit, yes. Yes, there's something called an atlas.
In case nobody really noticed in this game, the ice physics is also really good. It seems to move you fastest when it's rubber banding you back and forth.
Something called an atlas.
In case nobody really noticed in this game.
Mini game.
I feel when everyone just gets to look at a cone for a bit.
Oh yeah, okay. Well, I may I'll grab that extra life again.
Well, we don't have to explain anything for a little while if the video isn't up.
Hmm.
Oh, and you did miss Ujin. Okay. Hello?
Hello? Do you have audio but no video? You might not just... What? Oh, we back. They're back. Hello?
Hey, it's Young.
Good, it's back.
Alright. Welcome back, everybody.
Apparently.
Lol.
Ooh, a chest.
Yes. First instance of a chest, everyone. They have dragonflies in. Unsurprisingly.
There are also 3 in the game.
Yes.
Or is it 4?
3.
Any more have one? Okay.
Wait, is it 4? Yeah, it's 4. Monkey Monastery,
that?
Thieves Den, Honey Marsh, Jurassic Jungle.
Jurassic Jungle. Time to meet up with our old pal Bartholomew.
Yeah, he's back.
There is no Bentley in this game, but Bartholomew is here, looking all round and rubbery, like all of the characters in this game.
Right, doesn't matter if we miss any gems there, because I'll be going up that path again anyway. I won't be going up this path again though. I just switched on. Okay. God damn it, I hate this, guys. Like, detection. Also, when you come off of a whirlwind, your glide will be very slow. Oh, so that wasn't very good. Did that just say 1? Okay, there we go. Controller's back. I have missed a... Okay, I've missed a Yeti somewhere. Oh, I know who it is. God damn it.
Living it up in Buzz's dungeon.
I would live it up in I don't know why, but I'd live it in. I'll live it up in. I'm
Crystal
gonna.
Island seems like the place to be. I heard that they got an attraction recently called Disco Slide.
Yeah. I have that open? Yeah, I do. Oh, that was risky, but it was worth it.
Oh, I know what guy you missed now.
Yeah. Don't forget, I got that gem.
He got that gem while the video was off. So, he spliced it.
Yeah, I duplicated a gem to replace that one. Alright, I better hope that's everything, because, yeah. There, there. No, I don't want to live it up in Suki Swamp. I would like to live it up in I would have to create. I would have to say Starfish Reef.
Not Luau Island.
Maybe there.
Sure, it looks pretty run down because it's an ETD, but
Also, this Dragonfly is the worst. Oh,
I'd live.
no, Dom, shut up. That worked
Hey, it's Holly.
somehow. What's the timer at right now? Oh, so that's all the gems. Am I a fish? Yes.
Hey, it's Julian.
Yes, Wally fish. There can only be one fish, and that's you, fish. What's the timer at? Oh, 2:12, okay.
Not bad. Yeah, the bubble breath in this game is terrible.
Yeah. I'm glad I didn't miss any gems though.
Hey, it's Masa.
Shoutouts to Jumpy though. Double youch. The prequel to Youch. And for Youch. Oh god, no, all of this about fish.
Official Yeswally1 fan club. It's time for the best level.
Yep. Prepare the electric breath. Hello.
This is also the only level where the wing shield becomes useful.
Yes. Oh, so yeah, that talk range is pretty big, and you might realise that I am facing away from him because coding stuff is difficult. Yeah, you can
Yeah,
tell. Oh.
you can tell.
You can tell which baskets are fake by the fact that they have darker stripes as well, by the way.
Yeah, a great gimmick of this level is that some of the gems in the baskets in this level are fake. So you can think you're missing a gem when it's really just
A
an
mimic.
enemy that you may have already killed. Also, yeah, as Wally said, the easiest way to end up hitting those guys using a wing shield is to aim your ass at them.
And as you can probably realise, this level is just full of 1s and 2s.
Yep.
It literally 1s and 2s are everywhere. Random baskets with 1s in. This level is probably the most annoying in terms of
In
gem
terms of
collection.
gem collecting?
Yes.
Yeah. This level's by far the worst because there's so many small gems that are everywhere. Feel like so you miss 2 gems.
Gem, okay.
Okay.
Up or down? Where's the gem that I missed, supposedly?
You proved that you didn't.
Ah,
Sorry about that.
I need to kill this guy. Oh yeah. So as you can see, I'll probably end up electrocuting random 2 gems, even though they aren't actually mimics. Just because there's all the chance that they are a mimic. Just like that one. Difference between a wizard and a warlock. Hey, Charlotte. Here we go, guys. This platform platform challenge. So we can't really skip it like we skipped Crop Circle Countries platforms by like just head bashing through platforms. We have to do it in a different way, which involves having to do the first part intended.
Before this skip was found, this was probably the most difficult of all of the minigames in this game.
Yeah. If you didn't know the skip, you should really learn it, because doing this legitimately is just, it's long and it's painful. Alright, I hope I get this first try. Well, you're not going to be hearing much of the music, CB man, if I get this. Which I did.
Yeah, luckily, this skip actually isn't very difficult.
Hey, it's Morpheus.
There you go, Bucci.
Not sure what your I was wondering what your reaction would be afterwards, Bucci. So, yeah, you probably couldn't see since he was completely obscured by the floating island right there. But what he did was he took out the lightning breath, shot it, and then did a head bash, because this game decides to, as you can see with the flame charging, is the flame just went straight down. It, the flame effect or whatever you're using goes the same direction that Spyro's head is facing. So the head bash, since at one point it's facing upwards, as long as you are high enough up, it will still kill the guy in the center of that challenge. The OG strat was hard. The OG strat was where you had to actually get the lightning platforms on the right cycles so that they were high enough up for you to actually land on top of the floating island.
Oh,
Which is really hard.
oh, so this is an annoying Dragonfly. But I'm good at this game somewhat, and I can get it. Now time for the last speedway, Oasis Speedway.
You have to electrify the 8 floating islands first because it causes that last floating island that you're standing on to move out to an area that you can reach all the rest of them spinning around in a circle. It makes it so you're close enough to be able to do it, like Hummel said.
Nobody has ever done a task of ETD. I don't think. No, they haven't.
Nope, no one has done a task. And from what it looks like, nobody wants to.
Alright, I wonder how many doubles I'm gonna get. That's
It
one
would be
missed.
an interesting game to see a task like. But
I hate these guys. How do you get the doubles on them again? I don't even think it's with... I think you've got to use flame for that, haven't you? To get those doubles.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Since flame lags behind.
Hmm. Oh, so again, a massive speedway.
And just a reminder that this game is quite unfinished. This speedway lags a lot.
Yeah, it only has... Yeah, it doesn't seem to have half of its space filled. I think people should do a an ETD any percent
Hey,
task,
it's Copper Top.
which will only take like 7 minutes.
7 minutes to make the test, I'm guessing you mean?
Yeah. Yeah. They again didn't get all the sound effects. Done. Also, the race is annoying.
Yeah, this race gives you incredibly little leeway. You want to know where pretty much every boost is. Otherwise, you're probably going to lose. We don't know why they made it so hard, but they did.
Alright, see ya, fish.
Dear person? This game had to be quite a bit of spaghetti code actually when it came to making it. So none of it was, or a lot of it wasn't actually organized. The open space could have easily actually been used and not lagged the game, but the way they ended up coding it would have been an issue probably.
So we're now in second, but first, as you can see, is not that far ahead of us, but it's the third lap. Yeah, because the developers seem to give you so much boost from a star, you can basically catch up to him pretty easily. But you need to know where all of the stars are, or else you're gonna really struggle.
Generally, if you miss one star, you will beat first place by a hair.
I think my practice missed like 3 stars and it won by like 2 frames. Leaderboards link. If you search up speedrun.com and then do /Spyro, you'll see all of the Spyro games.
is down, just posted.
Yeah. Right, there we go. Again, just have a look at this. Big, wide corridor. Nothing. It's just nothing but gems. That's all it is.
Small gems dispersed on the edges.
So there is a skip that you can do here, but it's really, really inconsistent on GameCube. On PS2, it's pretty easy because you can get a lot of lag. But you can skip the gate which these buttons open, which helps a lot since you don't have to do as much swimming.
From what I remember, GameCube's a lot easier to clip through objects though, isn't it?
Yeah, but for this gate, it seems to be a lot easier with on PS2.
Oh.
And plus, even on PS2, you barely just make it. Because it's actually a pretty thick gate to get through. I've done it once on GameCube, but I just couldn't find any like way to make the game lag enough to allow me to get through easily.
Wow, Alex.
Yeah, this is on
Ungrateful to
GameCube.
your own community.
I'm playing this on a PAL GameCube. The 35 people, one of them being me.
There are 35 people hosting Spyrothon. Jeez.
I hate this gem. I might as well just fall down because swim in air.
You gotta swim in air?
Yes.
Yeah, that happens when you're over water and you end up doing a walk in air glitch.
No, it wasn't a walk in air. It was just a head bash.
Oh, you just happen to get swim in air. Okay. Never mind. That will make things easier, actually.
Will it?
I think so.
Well, I can't do the bloody wizard guy.
Oh shit. But you can get a bunch of other stuff.
Oh my god, why did that do that?
It will make it a lot easier to get all of the gems between the several levels, but yeah. Man. This game likes to reward you by charging too near to the ledges. It rewards you with deciding that you're no longer on the ledge, and then using its weird charging near wall properties to shoot you away.
So I'm grabbing everything on the bottom layer before going up to the top. Probably like the easiest. Because plus I've got to get this guy anyway. Who is the last wizard? Yeah. Well, okay, slippery. That was dumb. Almost don't you dare talk to me, Fifi Woo. That was a stupid death. How is this sub 4 pace? This doesn't make sense. What's the timer at?
Should be somewhere around 250.
Right, okay. And grab up. Oh, okay. Hey, at least whirlwinds
Oh,
were.
237.
2 for whoa! Okay. Bloody hell.
Little fun fact about Thieves' Den. I think there are 2 Zoes in it.
Yes, there's only 2 Zoes in Thieves' Den.
In this massive ass level.
One that is like 1/3 of the way through, and then another which is a half of the way through. That's it.
330 to 340 pace.
I don't understand how I can get a sub 4 like this, so what?
My run was close to sub 4, and it was a lot less optimized than this stuff.
Hey, it's Martin.
Thieves' Den shouldn't really screw me over from now. Oh, okay, as it almost screws me over there. I believe that's everything on top, so now I just drop down.
Hey, it's Atsumi.
Provided my controller doesn't keep screwing me. That takes the LMS world record alive. I should take it actually, that's the good thing. I have all.
This is good practice.
Yeah. Don't know if I missed any gems up there. Right. If you don't flame that, for some reason, it decides it's a good idea just to face the wall.
Hey, it's Mickey.
No, that's not this gem. IUE. I...
Okay. Okay.
Let's fall off the edge, or not. So I'm gonna do something somewhat risky. No, no! Why? Did this... No! I'm all the way back here. I blame Bubbles. I like how the challenge is still going. Right, let's just go up here using the top. How long am I planning on staying in this level? Not much longer.
This is by far the longest level in the game, so.
Yeah, it's honestly a long level in itself. Oh, right. I might have to do another run of this, because this can be easily beaten. I'll have to get the splits for this. Most likely.
Do you actually not have splits?
No, I'm not. I don't have splits.
Oh. You're talking about right now, okay.
Yeah. I'm just gonna have to watch watch this run over. My PB is like a 5:03 on PS2.
But I'm assuming that was pretty much rootless.
It was actually rooted.
Just went kind of awfully.
Yes.
Plus PS2.
Right, if I just chuck that gem off there, I'll soon get that gem. There we go. Please be all the gems. Okay, that's all of the Dragonflies, I know that. Fuck this level in the anus. No, it's not that, because that's a fake gem. Right. Not that one. There's more. Oh, there. Okay, over. Just a bunch of. Oh, over there, okay. Up, up, go. In, up. Oh, it's in there.
Yeah, as said, this level is really easy to miss gems in.
Yes. Where is this gem? It's not in there, so it's beyond there. I didn't know you could get beyond there. Which bar is best bar? This one. ETD. ETD is fun.
See, Beta understands?
Oh, whoa, what? Okay. Low. Far. Okay, it's still pointing that way. All things are pointing towards whatever that
The
is.
apex of Spyro gaming. Yes.
Honestly, Spyro's bloody. As far as his gem finder is pretty bad. Just saying. Okay. This can no way sub. This can no way sub 4 now.
No, I think it still can.
Okay, it's down here. I must. Yeah. Okay. We're done with these then. Alright, Jurassic Jungle. Honey Marsh is left.
Jurassic Jungle is actually kind of a cool level.
Yeah, it's actually really easy. It's not doing what my practice did and forget a stupid. Log pile. Should I risk it? I'm not gonna risk it. I've still got an hour and 10 minutes, okay. Wow.
Hey, it's Howie.
Oh yeah, that's Spyro music in this level. I didn't even breathe Bubble! How did I catch him? Still 340ish pace. And I have to play like maybe close to 350 Okay. If I can get sub 4, then it should... Uh, mm, sub 4 would be alright, to be honest. As long as I make sure that these...
Teleporter or something?
Pardon?
Yeah, I was responding to the, what the fuck is that thing?
Yeah,
Oh, right. I have, like, less delay.
elaborate. Elaborate is a good answer. Oh no, a lariat. Nope. It's elaborate, but it's a mouse, really, not a rat. Rats. God damn it. This should be this should be a good level. Turn. That was bullshit. And ETD. I should get electricity out.
Little thing about this level is quite notorious for not liking to load things as well.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of people who have issues with something not loading right in this level, or like missing a gem and stuff.
Yes, that was the sound of molten crater slug. So the pattern goes like this: red, green, blue, purple, yellow. So if you want to speedrun this game, remember red, green, blue, purple, yellow. And there you go. You get yourself a dragonfly.
Hey, it's Scarlet.
I've never felt bad about killing fodder. They deserve it. Oh yeah, so this level has extra gems. You can get all of the gems, but there would still be like a basket left. So,
Right, that's what I was thinking of. There was somebody during one of the races that finished, might have been like Tuval or somebody, that they finished the level, got 100%, and they were right next to like a batch of like 3 or 4 baskets.
Yeah.
They decided to open them all up and they were all empty.
So yeah, it's weird why they managed to mess it up like that. Or how they messed it up like that. You want to be a slug. Okay. Number one, this double jump's annoying me. Why is this not working? There. Because I didn't have enough momentum. It's the banana slug. Don't know why I had bash there. Oh, so these random map effects, they don't hurt you because they don't activate at the right time. And now it's time for best music. Are we ready to hear some upbeat music? Whilst my TV wants to go to standby.
This is actually probably, or the area just out of Slide is, for the most part, the sketchiest section of the level, actually. Random issues just kind of happen there.
Let's just clip through that lava fall. Oh, nope. That was bad. Why did I do that? Oh, that's just great. Yeah. You know, loading and unloading.
I see you kinda went for the slide skip there.
Yeah.
Oh. Slide unloaded. That... Luckily you... Okay, you're dead.
Hmm.
Why is it still unloaded?
I don't know. I gotta enter and exit. It'd be fantastic if I actually did it. Slide skip, 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 skip.
Slide skip, 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 skip. A reminder that I said that this level likes to, unload things. There's also some, like, kinda inconsistent thing in the ladder section. If I remember correctly.
Let's not
Tower.
mess this up.
The tower there was like a weird ass damage abuse that you can do. Not sure if your route does it, Wally.
Probably not.
Well, anyway, there was like some kind of proxy in it, in like the ladder that I think you damage abuse or something off of an enemy and it just shoots you up really high into the air.
Oh, that was sketchy, but that'll do. That works. Go. 1, 2. So I'm gonna go on the outside since it's a lot easier. Ooh. I'm from England. Southwest England. Alright, there's Exorcist Spyro. Number 1. No, I'm not from the north, I'm from the southwest.
You got the exorcism glitch, nice. Okay, I'm not crazy, Hummel. I remember that there was like a spider proxy.
So for some reason the game decides to kill some of the enemies.
Don't worry, Bishi, there should be one more.
Ha, there should be.
Yeah. Two-eyed Willy.
Hello, Pasta from Turkey. Has done the teacher. You have 50-second latency. Oh dear. What? What the fuck? What happened?
What?
Why is Spyrothon saying RIP? Why is Umi saying RIP? Help. Did I do something wrong? No! That was something wrong!
I think he was just saying that involving Hummel having 50-second latency.
Oh. God damn it, that was stupid. Why did I do that? Oh, so that lizard's in the wall. Yeah, no way that this can sub 4 now. Again, I keep saying that. Oh. When the marathon is... That was a good match.
It's Mitch.
Right, get more of this. Yes, dinosaur is liquid metal.
He is using neither. He is using a GameCube.
Yes, this is not a PS1 game. Walking on lava. It's like a hero's tale, isn't it? Yo, dude, talk to me. I know you're shy about me dominating your tower. Too
As I said
advanced.
before, at this tower that's coming up, there was like a proxy or damage abuse off of the spiders in it that was found that launches you really high into the air, but nobody actually found a consistent way to do it, so
No problem.
it's just not used.
So yeah, that's how easy that is.
Hey, it's Warren. I don't have...
That was a really good tower, actually.
Yeah. Kind of wrecked, maybe? Just a little bit. Whoa, okay, I got a random gem, so I'm worried. Alright, I shouldn't be worried. Confirmed, you cannot go over that. Hey, it's that. And now time for the hardest thief. Made easy. Right, and then talk to him again.
Hey, it's Bonky.
Bonky. Oh. Okay, okay there. So this game has a little tendency to just not give you the power up. He dropped a thing that we gave to the guy magically. And there's Wonky.
Bonky.
Yo, get the basket. Right. Oh, hold on. So kind of have to do a buffer clip there, or else that for some reason doesn't decide to open. NMS stands for no major skips. It's a category in ETD that I'm going to be doing.
Hey, it's Jean-Marc.
Hold on. I got a basket here. Oh, nothing in it.
Empty basket.
Yeah. Right, okay.
Congrats
What?
on over gemming.
Alright, just Honey Marsh and RNG Ripto. Shouldn't have said RNG. Whoops. I mean, there's totally not any RNG in this run, right? Why do I have a feeling that this isn't all the gems? This isn't right. Unless this is a 25. It's a 25! Wait. Okay. We aren't missing any gems. I can go straight to her. 315 right now, okay. We can go straight
Which
to
means, yeah, sub 4 is still possible.
Sub 4 still possible, 45 minutes.
Yeah. This guy doesn't take 45 minutes. It just depends on if Ripto wants you to take that long. Oh
Mhm.
yeah, that's something we can say. Some of the yellow gems in this game are 25 gems.
Yes. In fact, that was right at the start of the run. Yeah, they didn't make a texture for bloody 25 gems. So they stole the 10 gem one. But when it comes to the loading screen, it shows the 25 gem as being 2 10s and a 5. Two yellows and a blue. Right, let's not miss any gems here, and we should be alright. Good that we're coming through to a round number on this.
Okay, as long as you don't miss anything, it should only take you about 30 minutes for this side.
Okay, world record seg was 21 minutes, okay. I should be fine. I did some practicing of the second tanks, and I actually did really well. I had like 30 seconds left. No! Okay, no, it depends on whether my controller wants to work as well.
Yeah, that is quite true. Was planning on bringing that up during the fight.
Yeah.
The final phase of Ripped Out is 100% RNG.
And also there you go, a little bit more showing off of the when gems hit a death trigger or something that will hurt Spyro, they just get given to you.
Well, of course the music was the saving grace. It was still made by Stuart Copeland.
Also, the only case of a thief having a
Hey, it's Duckweed.
dragonfly.
Oh, duckweed.
Yeah, duckweed. So now it's time for Tanks 2. This is really fun. I was watching Spyro in 2015.
I am not. I am currently in the time of 1968.
Also, animationless dinosaur,
Welcome to Honey
resident
Marsh.
of Honey Marsh, and had no dialogue for a while.
But yeah, other tank section. Except Auto Scroller Edition.
Yeah, so, well, the first part of it's not really auto-scroller,
Yeah.
but you got to make sure you have enough time for the auto-scroller.
Yeah. The majority is Auto Scroller. Alright, so.
How are you doing, Wally? The run seems to be going pretty well.
Yeah, it's been better
Yeah.
than I expected.
You can meet the estimate and shit.
Yeah.
That's nice. That's better than what I expected. because you know when someone's playing ECD, you don't really expect them.
God damn it.
Could I download a GameCube emulator and play ECD on it?
Huh.
Someday? Like, I keep wanting to give the game another chance, and every time I do so, I regret it.
Last time I played the game, I actually enjoyed the game, so I left on a good note.
This game isn't canon.
Got a tank though, smiley face.
Kill the bee, please. Honestly.
I like the fact that I like how Ben just posts shit without proofreading it. Then again, I also do that.
So yeah, the nice gimmick for this tank level is the projectiles that come at you that you cannot see at all because they blend in with the level.
Yeah. Alright, that was an alright one. Pliskin.
We're all out of them. You think you're drag?
Ah, come on. Dust got a 201.
I don't want to sheet stock any more speed.
No,
it's a
not-
221.
221.
221.48, I want to say.
Yeah, 221.
I don't want to sheet stock any more
321,
speed games,
no.
but
Yeah,
the first Legend of Spyro game definitely looks like one of the most boring games I've ever seen. I really hope the second and third one are better. As,
It is
like,
one of the
I
most
think
boring
they're
games
supposed to be
I've ever
better.
played.
I don't know.
I am Pliskin.
I just find it really weird that they decided to make like combat-based Spyro games when Spyro is like not really a character that's made for a combat.
Hey, it's Suzuki.
Wait, you got a car?
Yeah. No, bad idea. I believe that's all that area done. Hey, it's Russell 10. No! just no control. Yeah, I'm doing any percent.
Yeah.
I've just not got an optimized route.
Yeah. It would take some improvement, but it's fine. I mean, it only loses like 4 hours.
But everyone knows that PAL loses like 2 million, like 3 hours. Yeah, Honey Marsh is just loads of gems just piled together, really.
Wouldn't there like be a possibility that we could beat Jumpy's other games to like be the end of the marathon or something?
What?
Just tack all the GBA games to the end instead of the 100% categories.
Yeah, why not?
I
More
wouldn't be
more,
against
the more
it,
the
but-
merrier. I don't know if literally anyone would be okay with that though. I can't really remember when the marathon even ends, so it was like in the Sunday morning. I don't know if Jumpy would be up there for that.
Be Sunday morning for you, and then like around midnight.
Oh boy, time to pick stuff up.
Oh, yeah. Picking up rocks. in
Jumpy's
this game.
replacing Noodles. Okay, that's cool. Because Noodles is like pretty irrelevant anyways. Because it's mostly 3 any, but it just ends so earlier, which is kind of stupid.
Well,
That's cool.
jump. I can go inside. God damn it.
Yeah, Ben. Of course.
Yeah, that was good.
How could we have a marathon without path category? I mean, it's like one of the most important ones.
Yeah, these are the RNG rocks, everyone. Sometimes it doesn't let you pick up a rock. Sometimes it lets you pick up 2 rocks in a row.
There we go, picked up a rock.
Okay, I'm just gonna mute myself again and play some funny speed games.
Hello, hello.
Alright, Zimmer.
God damn it, they are the rocks. There.
Hey, it's Lily.
Finally over with that.
Ouch.
Ben, just stop asking stupid questions.
Yes, you can Scrabble in this marathon, Ben.
No, Dom, just no.
Rockable racing should be in every marathon though. Just ask Yaromasa for his opinion and you will see.
That's Sharu Massey though, he hasn't played bloody thing. What's the timer at? I'm pretty sure sub 4's gone. Has to be.
I wonder how much money you would have to put into Skylanders to have the optimal characters for speedrunning.
Too much.
Or is there like literally any difference? It would be nice if they did like the
You want
that
certain...
comes with the game would be.
You just need certain types of characters.
I really wish the game wasn't in the beginning Nexus though. We didn't we're never to talk about this. Also, has anyone ever done a speedrun of that shit?
Reminder that they're not even on the Spyro leaderboards because they're not a Spyro game.
Sometimes you have to be a little bit stricter about it, like just having the same name as the something should make it like be in the series. That would assume like
Sub
Spyro Eclipse
Sub
would be a
4, why?
game in the
How?
series.
Sub 4 is still possible.
So how much do you have left of this game?
He's got
I'm
a small amount of Honey Marsh left and then the final boss.
Yeah.
Oh,
He still has Two-Eyed Willy glitch.
Haha.
Smiley face.
what?
You remember that image that I always post saying Two-Eyed Willy with Spyro's head turned backwards?
Oh,
It is really easy to perform.
Yeah, I did have them, and it's not actually caught up on me. I don't feel tired. Reminder that I volunteered to do this as well.
yeah.
Alright,
Champions on.
Two-Eyed Willy, come on, let's go.
I had problems doing a fucking 2 run in the 6 AM in the morning. I slept for 2 hours and now I'm just fine. I'm really I really can't do all nighters. Horrible. And then I ate this extremely spicy pizza and my stomach was just dying.
Evan,
I was
I'm not
like,
going
sorry
to sleep.
Wally, reminder to walk past Two-Eyed Willy after the slide cutscene and then talk to him.
Yes,
Also,
I know how to
can
do
we
it.
make typing every word starting with a capital letter a bannable offense?
Yes.
Because I really want that to be a global rule in Twitch.
Alright, that was a... Oh, somebody just made it. There we go.
So yeah, Two-Eyed Willy glitch is literally just Spyro turning
Yeah.
his head backwards. And I just call it that is just from the text box that says Two-Eyed Willy.
Cheesy Speedway not kid.
Dude, his head fixed in the middle of that.
Oh, did not really want to be going up there, but didn't really want to be doing that with having that death. But that doesn't matter, because
Thank you, Hummel. Wow. Hummel said some completely important information and somebody just destroyed him for it.
oh, 2 gems. Okay. There's one. One more gem. Where? Let's go. He says it's near. It's right there, okay, that's good. Alright, here we go. Warping back to head into Ripto.
Synchronicity to Gateway to Glimmer.
Nice. What is the timer at, please, for my entrance into Ripto? What the heck? Here we go, time for RNG.
Wait, is this, let me just check what kind of times people usually get in this category.
341.
3:41, so I've got 19 minutes to do this.
Gonna look at my splits to see what my final seg is.
Yeah, console word rec is 315, and the sub 4 is 3rd place, so out of 14 people who have done this, and then it will be 3rd out of 15 people. Pretty good. Just put it that way. Also, this is the RNG amazingness, where you can literally lose 3 hours of the game just to do so.
Alright, second phase.
Actually, last phase is the area where it does that. Yeah, the final split, my PB was 10 minutes. Wally,
Alright.
you can easily.
Did you actually do this with a route web?
No, I didn't have a gem route.
You just played it a few times? The timer.
Yeah,
I
I
love
did.
Let's Plays with a timer. I do them myself all the time.
I did a race every day for a week. It's a bang.
It was that big of a meme. I don't even remember what it was. I think I was in the army or something during that.
Alright, here we go, third phase.
What happened?
He's
Oh,
soft
yeah.
locked.
You soft lock?
Yeah. Um.
I didn't know you could do that actually.
Wait, is this a soft lock or is this a hard lock?
This is soft lock.
Screen picture.
It's moving for me now.
Now it's moving.
You can reset the fight.
So you just soft lock so Ripto does literally nothing.
Yeah.
That's fucking epic.
Alright, I believe that's the
It's a
third
great
hit.
game.
And it's... That's the fourth hit. And it's stuck again! And again! Ah, I didn't stick that time. So how many hits does Ripto need?
The soft lock.
What? I'm done.
No, not again. My plans are so good. Twice I put my faith in this staff, and twice it has failed me. Dragons, dragonflies. I can't win. I can't win.
Well, that's what you get for playing with your little sticks. Silly Ripto. Don't you know magic and dinosaurs don't mix?
What was your time anyway, Wally?
I
You have
don't know. Hold on.
Sorry. Every last one of you will be sorry.
Hello?
Yeah, I bet.
What was the time? What was the time?
3:47:14.
That is decent.
Yeah.
It's
Sure.
very decent.
Normal as fairy tales go.
Oh,
Congrats,
GG.
congrats on the PB Wally.
So ruin this day for the dragons. Right, Sparks. Or the dragonflies.
Well, everything is finally back to normal, isn't it, Spyro?
Spyro wink.
We had a $50 donation from Exotic Mandible. This game sucks. COD is better.
Yep, I survived.
This is one
Somehow.
of those games where I would actually agree that COD is better.
So yeah, thank you very much everyone who came along.